Basic explanation of quantum physics. Introduction. Hello and welcome. Today, we're going to talk about quantum physics, a subject that helps us understand how the tiniest things in our universe work. Don't worry if you've never studied physics before. We'll use simple words and easy examples to make everything clear and interesting. What is quantum physics? Quantum physics is the science that studies the smallest pieces of our world, things like atoms, electrons, and light. It tells us how these tiny things behave, which is often very different from what we see in our everyday lives. While the things around us follow rules that make sense to us, the tiny world follows completely different and sometimes strange rules that can surprise even scientists. A short history. The story of quantum physics began in the early 1900s. When scientists noticed that some things didn't make sense with the old rules of physics, Max Planck was one of the first to discover something important. In 1900, he found that energy comes in small packets called quanta. This was like finding out that you can't buy any amount of candy, you can only buy it in specific packet sizes. Albert Einstein also made a big discovery in 1905. He showed that light is made of tiny pieces, called photons. This was surprising because people thought light was just a smooth wave, like ripples in water. Other important scientists like Niels Bohr, Werner Heisenberg, and Erwin Schrödinger helped build the main ideas of quantum physics that we use today. Main ideas in quantum physics. Let's look at the most important ideas in quantum physics, with simple examples to help you understand. Meaning of quantization in quantum physics. Quantization means that energy and matter come in tiny, fixed pieces. You can't have half a photon or half an electron, just like you can't have half a person or half a car. Think of climbing stairs. You can stand on one step or the next, but not floating in between steps. In quantum physics, electrons can only be on certain steps of energy. They can jump from one step to another, but they can never be between steps. Wave-particle duality. This is one of the strangest ideas in quantum physics. Tiny things, like electrons and light, can act like both particles and waves at the same time. Light can shine in a straight line like a beam, which makes it seem like particles, but light can also make patterns like waves do when they pass through two holes in a wall. It's like having something that can be both a ball and a wave, depending on how you look at it. Superposition. Superposition means that a tiny particle can be in more than one state at the same time, until we look at it. This sounds impossible, but it's true in the quantum world. Imagine flipping a coin and covering it with your hand. Before you look, you might say it could be heads or tails. But in quantum physics, it's actually both heads and tails at the same time, until you peek. The moment you look, it chooses to be either heads or tails. Uncertainty principle. The uncertainty principle tells us that we can't know everything about a particle at once. If we know exactly where a particle is, we can't know exactly how fast it's moving, and the other way around. It's like trying to take a photo of a moving car. If you try to take a clear photo that shows exactly where the car is, the photo might be blurry and you won't know how fast it was moving. If you take a sharp photo that shows the car clearly, you might not be able to tell exactly where it was, as the background is blurry. Entanglement. Entanglement is when two particles become linked so that what happens to one affects the other, even if they're very far apart. Imagine having two magic dice. If you roll one die in your room and it lands on 6, the other die, if it's on the other side of the world, will also show 6 at exactly the same time. This connection happens faster than anything we know, even faster than light can travel. Why is quantum physics important? Quantum physics isn't just interesting to think about, it helps us understand and build many things we use every day. Thanks to quantum physics, we have lasers that help doctors perform surgery and make our music players work. We have computers and smartphones that can do amazing things because we understand how tiny particles behave. MRI machines in hospitals use quantum physics to take pictures inside our bodies without cutting us open. Solar panels that turn sunlight into electricity work because we understand how light particles interact with materials. Quantum physics also helps us understand the universe better. From the tiniest atoms that make up everything around us to the biggest stars that shine in the night sky. It explains how the sun makes energy and how different elements are created in space. Conclusion. Quantum physics may sound strange and different from what we see in our daily lives, but it helps explain how everything in our world works at the smallest level. The strange rules of the quantum world are the reason we have many of the amazing technologies we use every day. Even though quantum physics can seem confusing at first, it opens up a fascinating world full of discoveries. If you're curious about how the universe really works, quantum physics is an exciting place to start exploring. There's always much more to discover in this amazing field of science. Thank you for watching. If you understood, please comment, understood. If not, ask your question. I will answer all. If the video was interesting and you liked it, please hit the like, subscribe for more videos and share with like minds.